Injury situation, DeBose looks like he ran around yesterday. I'll put him in the probable. Dominic Easley, questionable. He has an ankle sprain. We're going to know more today on how severe it is. He didn't do anything yesterday. Jeremy Brown, who has a hamstring, was still limited yesterday, but I'm putting him in probable. A.J. Jones, probable. He didn't play last week because of a hamstring. Anybody else? Oh, concussion. Janoris Jenkins had a concussion. I don't know. I'll know more today. Earl O'Kine is doubtful with a concussion. Demps is about where he is. You know, he'll play and be available. It's just that still stress reaction that's going to take nothing but time to heal.
Robbie?
Coach, both Pounceys, I guess, were committed to FSU at one point, and Ahmad Black grew up an FSU fan. How did you turn them, and how important was that?
Chris Rainey was kind of the lead nut in that whole deal, lead recruit, and he was a guy that I first met him at a FCA banquet at the down in Tampa, at Outback Bowl deal, and we developed a great relationship via phone and everything else from there. And from then, the Pounceys jumped, then Ahmad Black jumped, and Steve Wilkes jumped, and it was obviously that high school team will go down as probably one of the best ever. But if you think about what the Pounceys have done for this program now, I mean, to see their mom out there, emotional as she was, and what Florida's meant to their lives and what's it meant to us, it's an amazing deal.
Buddy?
Urban, you talked about when you first came here about recollection of watching Florida play, so I know you must have watched some FSU Florida games.
All of them.
When they were like maybe the best rivalry in the country in the mid-'60s. Talk about your view from where you saw it then.
You said 60s?
Mid-'90s, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Mid-'90s. 96 I was thinking about.
2 years old watching it.
I'll tell you about it, by the way, if you want to know. 90s, 95, 96, those years.
Oh, yeah.
And talk about watching them from TV.
I was fat. Both of the were the fastest teams in college football. That's just, I mean, everybody watched that game, and you wouldn't miss it. You know, a lot like the Florida-Georgia game, and you just could not miss it if it was on TV. And if you had to do something else at the time, like maybe coach another game, you'd always watch a score afterwards, because that was off the charts as far as. I just remember the great athletes. And the speed of the game it's just second to none.
And you obviously realize that back in the day when Florida had their dark times, that FSU made a big jump in recruiting, and as a result, in the 90s dominated college football. So that being said, how critical is this game for you in terms of recruiting to keep where you are in the state?
Yeah, that question comes up every year, and it's absolutely correct. You know, that's the last few years we've kind of done well, but make no mistake about it, the quality of athlete on that team is as good as anybody in the country. And now, you know, there's so much to put in a team together, and that's a key component of recruiting. I mean, they get theirs, we get ours, and there's a lot of guys on the fence right now.
One more thing, real quickie. Have you ever heard a football player use the word progenitor? And you looked it up.
Progenitor.
That's what Gary Beamer used to say.
Who did? Beamer. That's why I gave him the ball.
Coach, it seemed like your second-team offensive line played real well on Saturday. Now that you've had a chance to look at the tape, what's your evaluation of that group?
Okay. I mean, we outmanned them. I watched very little of it, to be frank with you, so we're just focuses on. I think we got some good young linemen, but our focus is just getting ready for Tuesday's practice, man. That's all effort on Tuesday.
We've got 10 offensive possessions on Saturday, scored on 7 of them. On each of those 7 scoring possessions, you used a dual-threat quarterback at some point. On the 3 possessions you didn't score, no dual-threat quarterback. What do you take from that?
I guess we got to get some dual-threat quarterback in there. That's. I usually know all the stats. I'm going to go up there and write that right up on the board. I think that threat is real, especially the quality player that they are and the threat that they give you. So it's interesting.